Okay, this is First Baptist Church of Splendora. This is their kitchen space here. It's kind of a hodgepodge. It was built probably initially with this done, but the rest of the items in this space were kind of added onto. Possibly that oven was there too, but the freestanding range and the vent above it and all that stuff was added onto. And then there's a partition wall. If you look first off, the ceiling is all drop ceiling. The partition walls, pretty much all of that stuff is non-structural. All of it's non-structural. So we can pretty much do whatever we want with it. Drop ceilings here. Fluorescent lights in the drop ceiling. They want those fluorescent lights to be gone, and they want LED lights to fit in the 2x4 square spots that the drop ceilings currently exist in. Instead of, we want them to be recessed LEDs. Instead of this oven, which no longer works or which works poorly, and this oven here, they want to place two new freestanding ranges. One in this spot here with an over-the-range Vent-A-Hood microwave, and one over here in this space to the left where this ice maker is currently with an over-the-range Vent-A-Hood microwave. We could cheat that over to the left. And on this space here, if we needed to, where that other one would go, we could probably cheat the sink over to the right in order to create the space that we would need for two stoves and two microwaves to be running both at the same time. And there'd be counter space in between the two to rest spoons, pots, or whatever. Over in this space here, we have this partition wall with two cutouts. We want to remove this partition wall between the two cutouts, leaving the right margin and the left margin of the cutout there, but removing all the wall in between the two except for or up to 81 inches, and leaving that last bit of it, creating a span in between this wall and this wall in order to not disturb the drop-in ceiling, because the drop-in ceiling was made around the wall. In this space, then, we would like to create a pony wall in between or on the back side of a row of base cabinets. The base cabinets could extend out to 8 foot long. That would be the ideal length for the base cabinets to be, with countertops on this side. A pony wall for the countertops or the cabinets to made up against. On the other side of that pony wall, there would be a cap on the pony wall, kind of like this one is here now. We would have another countertop on this side, either supported by cabinets on either end or by spacing out cabinets and connecting them up with the countertop. But the reason why we would want that here in this space is so that people that have maybe a hard time standing and chopping or prepping food can slide a chair up underneath the countertop and work and chop their food or prep the food, whatever they need to do. We would also like to have electric dropped in with outlets on that pony wall on either side, maybe possibly up to 3 on each side. And because this partition wall would be gone, we would need to create a 4x4 or 6x6 post to run the conduit down inside. It would be decorative, it would not be structural, and it would be able to allow us to run electric and conduit down and provide the electric for the outlets that are already existing, or that will be existing on that pony wall. Now, I checked out the circuit breakers. Both of these 220 appliances have their own circuit breakers. One's on a 50 and one's on a 70. So we could reuse those two switches there to be able to provide electric. We'll just have to relocate it to this spot and this spot over here. All the cabinets will be removed. We will be replacing them all with stock cabinets that are available on the shelf at Lowe's. They'll be white. The backsplashes here, and in fact all the walls, the customer wants covered with, you've probably seen it in bathrooms at gas stations, but it's, I think, an ABS plastic, and they come in big huge sheets. And basically you want all the walls covered?
Yeah, sheet vinyl.
To even include this serving side wall?
No, we don't need it on this one.
So any of that prep area, basically from this corner over here to the left of this entryway, all the way around in this space, all.
We don't need it over there.
So just in the kitchen area,
Yeah.
right now, and maybe not necessarily in this area here. We have this as a, like say, a prep spot right now for plugging in multiple crock pots. That wire and conduit that will go. Is that correct?
Yeah.
And then this electric will be reused in order to provide electric for the pony wall where the outlets are placed over here, and what is now going to be the prep area. We'll replace these base cabinets here and put new base cabinets in, and above them we want to, on this wall, place base wall cabinets up above here. And once again, we have fluorescent lighting that's going to go. We're going to replace it with LED lighting that will be recessed to fit in the 2x4 spaces accommodated by the drop ceiling, if we can fit it in there. That's going to be hard to do. We might have to work. We might have to try maybe some track lighting for some of this, because over here I don't think we have a whole 2x4 tile.
Well, we can go with 2x2s then.
Maybe 2x2s. Okay,
Yeah.
that works. Well, we have track lighting, and that's on a drop ceiling in our office, and it looks great. It works great too. So over here, you could just have it shining down. You can pretty much put it anywhere you want.
Yeah.
So we might look at track lighting, and it can be cut and made to whatever size you want, but probably just over in this space only, and only if we can't find the type of LED drop-in lighting that will fit in any one of these spaces. All the damaged tiles that are in here, and more than likely most of all the tiles,
All of them are damaged.
yeah, they're all pretty much damaged. They're all kind of worn out. Looks like the framing is still good, with the exception of this area right here where this fur down is. But I think that can be straightened out. This fur down for the vent hood. This vent hood does not vent out currently. There's nothing inside there as far as anybody is concerned. It's just simply a means of supporting the vent hood, and it's also attached to this cabinet, which is attached to that wall. But that's why it's kind of leaning to the right, and it's kind of off kilter. Yeah, it's a little cockeyed. This refrigerator over here is going to stay right where it's at. It doesn't have water or anything. On this place coming over here, there is storage space, prep space over in an adjoining room over here that they like to gain access to, but they have to walk out into the gym where all the kids are playing basketball in order to do it. So in order to accommodate access from the kitchen over into the excess storage space, they want to create another 81-inch tall by 36 to 48-inch wide opening pass through into that adjoining space. So this wall where the shelves are at, these wonderful homemade shelves, they're all going to be gone with cabinets in their space up to the opening, like I said, which would be 36 to 48 inches wide, and a walk through over into that area where their excess storage is at. This ice maker is plumbed into the sink, both supply and drain side. It's gone. It's going to be moved to a different location. And this water heater over here, this is their electric service panel, all of their electric. This is not part of this remodel. It's going to be taken care of at a later time. But this water heater is part of this remodel. It's most likely not up to code, and it's kind of in a really bad spot. So what they'd like to do is relocate this water heater and make it an on-demand water heater underneath the cabinet, one of these base cabinets right here, to supply hot water for the sink. The last thing is new serving counter right here, 16 inches wide by 96 inches.
What are y'all gonna tear up?
And that is the First Baptist Church of Splendora's kitchen.